Hello, welcome to another episode of Chaotic Torture RC. On this episode, I'm going to go through and describe and show how RC4wd drive internal beadlock rims work. I have a lot of friends in the RC crawling part that are used to the external beadlock rims where you have the rings on the outside that screw all the way around. And then some of them question me about how the internal ones work, so I figured I would post the video up and show and hope that maybe this will help someone, because sometimes these can be a little bit different, a little difficult to get the beads to seat and stuff, but if you're patient, take your time with it, you can get it to work fairly easy. The rims I'm using right now, these are the RC4wd drive twister rims. They're an all aluminum rim, internal beadlock ring, and then the outer ring for the back part. And something that you'll want to do if you look closely at it, it has beveled holes drilled on one side where they're flat on the other. The flat side is when you go to install your tire, the flat side is going to go up against the rim. The beveled ends are on the outside for the screw heads to set in. What you're going to do is you're going to take your tire, and for this tire here I'm using a Proline TSL Super Swamper. This is the larger one here. But first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your beadlock ring, your internal ring, my bad. You're going to put that internal ring in the tire, and you kind of work it around a little bit. Be sure that you get it even inside, and you push the lip just kind of into the internal ring some. And then what you're going to want to do from there, you'll take your front facing part of the rim, the one that's got the longest part of the internal, slide it in. So it slides real smooth and it pushes up, and as it does so, you're going to want to push on the internal ring from the back side, and that's what will push the lip of the tire into the rim, and it'll pinch it and hold it. And then from there you're going to want to take your ring, and as I said, the beveled part of the holes are facing outward for the screw heads to set in. Set those up on the lip of the tire, line your holes here with the holes on the rim itself, and just push it down evenly. And what I like to do is I'll go ahead and put one screw at one end, and then set another screw down here, because when you first start this, you just want to lightly snug them. You never want to over tighten anything. And with a good quality driver, I use MIP set now. Just lightly start. If it doesn't start smooth, don't force it. It's aluminum. You do not want to cross thread this, and you do not want to over tighten anything in any way. Once you get the screw lined up in the hole, go a couple turns. I'm having an issue there, huh? Okay, reline it up. It's hard to do this and focus on the camera as well, but okay, and if you run across issues, just stop and start over, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try to do any of this the wrong way or force anything. I had my angles off just a hair, so I will reline it up. Start with my one screw there. Alright, just a couple turns to get it started. And then I need to start the other screw. I'm gonna go straight across from there. Couple turns to get it started, I hope. Okay, now I've got one started there and one started there. Before I go any farther, I'm gonna flip it around. I want to be sure that everything looks like it's seated properly. Nothing bulging, nothing sticking out. It's all seated smooth in there. Come around here, look around, do the same. And I've got the same even consistency all the way around. So I will just set these in by hand. And then just as you would on your 1-1 car, when you're tightening lug nuts and stuff up, alternate around, do what they call the star pattern. You don't need to crank anything, just a couple turns there, a couple turns there, and then you're just going to gradually work your way around. When you feel it start to snug up a little bit, that's when I would say stop and then go back to the next one. As you work yourself around in that pattern, it will pull that ring to the rim in an evenly fashion. And you also save yourself a lot of risk of stripping the aluminum threading by doing it this way and not forcing everything all at once, because aluminum, as durable as it is still easy to cross thread and strip. It's a durable metal, but very soft. And I'm sure to some this video is just going to be as boring as can be, but my goal for making this is to help some that have some issues with it or wonder if other tires will fit on RC four-wheel drive beadlock rims, because with the RC four-wheel drive rims with the internal beadlocks, they're all going to be the same principle as this. The ones with the beadlock rings, that is a different story and a different setup, and I will make a video for that later down the road. But figured this video here might help a couple people now, and just about have it. And yeah, that's good. Alright, then when you look at it, even consistency all the way through. This one I don't have no air holes to release air, so therefore it's a watertight sealed rim. You can drill through the aluminum to give it a vent hole. There's a couple different ways you can do that, to where if you ever needed to seal it, the screw there that you put in there would reseal it. But as you see, good tight hold. I can't pull it out by hand, and it's ready to go. So a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. Sometimes you might have to restart over on the ring here as you're doing it, but with some time and patience you can get it done. And there's some advantages and disadvantages to each style of rim. I like these on my rigs that I bash on, it's got a nice scale look, but it doesn't have the super scale look of the true outer beadlock ring. But it's only 6 screws if I need to change tires quick, and that's one of the advantages to it. The disadvantage is I don't have the true scale beadlock ring on the outside all the way around, but they did give it that look with indentations and marking it. Anyways, that wraps it up for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to ask any questions or leave any comments, or if you have any ideas that I didn't mention that might make the process easier, feel free to share. Thank you for watching.